Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. I have a goal this morning, and that is to completely raise the vibration today. We've got an amazing co host, we've got some great stuff we're going to talk about. And I have no doubt that if you come in here this morning and have that goal too, that you're just going to raise the vibration and be in joy. I think we're going to do a good job with it today. So without further ado, let's get started for a new episode of Project Joy Live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. We have a job today. And our job is going to be high vibe, to be joy, as we talk about here on Project Joy Live, and choose. We have the ability to choose. I will just say that. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. This is Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And I am always excited when we have a co host on. As you know, we've been having, different people come on and co-host, but on a schedule, and even more so now. So we have Miss Brittany coming every second and fourth Monday, Trista the first Monday, but every other Wednesday I am joined by one of my favorite people on the whole planet that I haven't even gotten to meet in person, and I really need a hug. So I need her to come visit, or I'll come there, whatever. We'll figure it out. But I need a hug. Need a hug today. So I want to bring to the screen this morning my fabulous co-host and amazing singer-songwriter from Nairobi, Kenya. Please welcome back Olivia Ambani.
It's gonna be alright. Better than just fine.
Hello, Olivia.
Hi.
Yes. So I'm so glad to have you back. It's been a little while because we had like stuff going on and then sickness and then all kinds of. So I'm glad to be back with you today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back. It's a nice sunny Wednesday where I am. So I hope to bring some sunshine onto the show as well.
Yes, we love that. We love that. I don't know if it's sunny yet. I haven't been outside yet this morning. It's still pretty early when we come on to do the show here. I mean, not early, it's 9:00, but still early enough to where I haven't been outside yet today. So I'm glad that you have been. You're aware that it's sunny and you're bringing that to us this morning. I love it. Miss Nancy's out there joining us today. We have she's feeling that choice and going for it, choosing joy today. I love that. Love that. Mr. Brett Weiss is here this morning. Good morning,
Yeah.
Brett. Always good to see you. And Nancy says, welcome, Olivia, and good morning. I was so anxious to have you on today, though, because I needed a friend this morning. I needed a friend. And I've been thinking a lot about your song, Shoulder.
Yes.
And sometimes, like, I think that a lot of times in the personal and spiritual development worlds, we get so caught up in like doing the work ourselves that we can't bring ourselves to admit that sometimes we just need a shoulder, that we
Right.
need a friend. It's okay to say that you need somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why. And when I wrote that specific song, I was so broken. I was so tired. I was trying to do everything. And then someone was just really nasty to me and was being nasty to my family. And I just broke down. And I remember like that song was my way of telling myself I needed to ask for help. And whenever I perform it or share it, I'm like, I hope if you find it difficult to ask for help, you can play the song, right? And hopefully people
Yeah.
will get the message. But then I think also for us to remove the shame around asking for help, like the fact that I think we're made to feel that you're not strong enough or you're weak if you ask for help. And that's not true. Like we are here to collaborate, to support each other. So if you need help, please ask for it. And there's someone who has the strength and energy to actually support you.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm.
love that. I love that. And I think you're so right. Like it's become this thing where we don't really there's so much shame and guilt. And then another thing we were talking about recently, I don't remember um Nancy will probably have to remind me what context we were talking about this because I have so many conversations I don't remember which one it was. But we were talking about how sometimes there's that scorecard that we keep in our head too.
Mm.
Like if we feel like if we reach out for help that like we're gonna have to repay them and we like kind of keep that scorecard in our head. Does that ever happen with you too?
Yeah, sometimes. And I think also for me being a firstborn daughter and like the eldest, like there's this whole like you should have it together and you should always be there for others. And I think also being a woman sometimes, and even culturally, how our culture is here, it's very much communal. Give of yourself, give of yourself, give of yourself. And so sometimes you're like, oh, I haven't done something. I even had to sometimes catch myself when someone does something for me, instead of me being like rushing to repay them, just accept the help, like or the gift, like
Yeah.
say thank you and just let that sit rather than running to maybe out give or out help. Like just allow the support to be that. Yeah. So
Right.
I can. Yeah.
That's a hard thing though. I was talking about that the day that we were discussing this sort of scorecard thing that to just say thank you. How hard is it when someone does something for you or gives you something or whatever to just say thank you and let it ride? Like,
Yeah,
it's
it can
hard.
take time. I remember there was someone I used to work with, and she was like, Olivia, do you notice whenever we compliment you, you always have to add something like, I'll say thank you, I got it from here, or like I don't just accept the thank you. So now I do, and I realize, like, especially as a musician, when you meet people who like your music and stuff, I've learned to like actually have a physical action. So when someone says something nice to me, I say thank you and I hold my chest, like I receive the thanks. And I found that
I
kind of
love that.
yeah centers me and like allows me to pause, so I'm not just going to be like thank you and then like because I'm now present. So I realize I do that more. It's like receiving the thanks and just allowing them to say it and for me to actually take it. And so that's something I've started doing, and I've done it for a couple of years and it really makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that motion is so powerful. I catch myself doing that. So a lot of you guys that watch the show know of Dorothy Auger, who was a good friend of ours here and who was the poet that wrote the For Love poem. And every day at 7 a.m. Eastern time, we read the poem together in our respective language. And so it every single day, 365. And so at the end of that poem, I always find myself just doing this and like because for me that's like kind of a emotion of like embodiment of like taking it in and making it part of who you are. So if you're really thankful, if you're really feeling the love, so you could sit here hypothetically for the entire Project Joy Live and go like this and just take it all in.
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Yes. So I want to switch gears a little bit. So we were briefly mentioned before we came on the show today that it's election season here in the United States, and I know you all in Nairobi have had your own season of unrest over there, and so I don't think anybody around the entire planet is immune to politics and all of the nonsense that's going on around the world. Um, but I think it's our choice, and this is what I was referencing in the intro today. It's our choice with what we do with that. And so I wanted to talk about briefly this morning if you ever with kind of any kind of unrest that's going on outside of you, if you ever feel a pressure to like go along with it, or how hard is it to like, I told Olivia this morning I'm in a bubble today. I'm like la la la, I find a happy place, like
Yeah.
how hard is that for you? Like is it at all hard to stay in your own?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's easier than other times, because sometimes it depends on the magnitude of the thing. Like, especially now with social media, like if it's being posted everywhere, like it's almost impossible
Yes.
to like avoid it. And so it could be like intense. There was, I think, a day when I went online, I was like, no, I just, it's like, I'm not coming here for a while. So sometimes it is difficult, but I found it a little bit easier because I'm more conscious of like what conversations I involve and how I'm feeling. So sometimes if I find like there's just a conversation, I ask myself, how is this landing? Do I even have the capacity to like take this on? And also because I'm just like, I have so much I also have to figure out for myself, that I only
Mhm.
have so much capacity to take in certain things. And also I also deliberately stopped watching news a couple of years ago
Yeah.
because of like watching news, buying, I only buy newspapers if I'm featured in them or my friend or there's like something exciting. But I don't buy news, I don't watch news on purpose
Yeah.
because it's so negative leaning most of the time that you
Yeah.
can feel like the world is ending every day, you know. So yeah, I sometimes find it difficult, but I've been very deliberate. Like if I go online and I see there's like a specific, I'll either go off or I'll specifically go to certain pages because I'm like this energy, or go for a walk afterwards. Like I try and
Mhm.
remove that energy from me because yeah,
Yeah.
day and age, you don't just collect information from your own country, you collect it from another country and
Right.
everything. Yeah, so it can be quite intense. But I'm trying to be more deliberate about like just saying, okay, I've experienced this. Do I want to continue scrolling or do I stop? Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I'm finding it particularly challenging this morning on the heels of a very interesting debate, and I had to really choose my words there. And then it also being 9/11 today, which brings up a whole other
Yeah.
thing here. And so I find it really challenging. And as much as I think there's this sort of misconception that if we don't want to participate in the conversation, that we're ignoring the conversation. And I don't
Mm,
think that
mm,
that's the case,
mm,
because my wanting to participate looks like sending distance Reiki out, um, praying, uh, thinking about the things that I can do to make a difference.
right.
Um, what my participation looks like. Occasionally, like everybody else, I'll get a little silly, and but it's for the majority, this is what I want my contribution to be. I don't want to sit here and belittle each other
Mm-mm,
and talk about things that I don't even really know about, because
mm,
I'm not there, like I'm not educated enough to know, certain about certain topics, so I don't feel like that's for me to discuss. And so I really have had to be intentional about saying, look, I'm just not participating in this. I'm
mm,
just not participating in this. This is not going to be what I do. And I
mm.
shared something on social media last night on Facebook before I went to bed, and I said, how you behave on social media after tonight is going to tell people a lot more about who you are than who you're voting for.
Ooh, that's true.
And
That
that's all
is
I had to say about that.
No, that's, I mean, and I think it's such an important point because I feel like when people have distanced themselves from their comments, from their
Mhm.
likes, from hates, from all those things, like because there's, as I say, keyboard warriors, like you're not getting an immediate physical reaction from the person, unless of course maybe you're on a live like this or something. But I
Right.
feel people have become so like there's a distance, and I actually heard that people are now having like ADHD, no, autism, like digital autism, because
Mhm.
of interacting with the screen, social media, all that. So it's like their emotional response is different. It's not
Right.
how it would be before because of what they're consuming. And then also generally people are so numbed that some of the things that they think are normal and okay are not. Like you're like, no, and I think it's
Yeah.
because people are consuming so much negativity, and they also are not seeing the consequence of their comments, of their, you know, it's like
Yes.
you're talking about a person. Either way, you're talking about a person. There are people I know. I do not like. I do not. But I will ignore you. I don't have time to come on your page and to like, no, I don't have that time. And so I think it's that. And I like what you said because people forget. They're just like, it's just my opinion, or it's the truth. People
Yeah.
like to use the word truth a lot. to
Yep.
justify being mean. You know, I'm
It's
just
my
like,
truth. It's my truth, or this is my page, and I have the right to put what I want on my page. Which, while that is true, that you could do whatever you want, I think there's so many people that just don't, like you said it so beautifully. You don't see the effect of what you're
mm,
doing, so it's
mm.
out of sight, out of mind. It means nothing, you know.
Yeah. And I think it's also we're then like creating humans or influencing ourselves to be so out
Mm.
of touch. And I feel that's why there's a lot of people who are so misaligned and they are just walking zombies. You know, they're trying everything and nothing is like fulfilling. Even like in the healing world, it's like overdoing it because you just want to feel something. I'm like, we need to pay attention to what energy we put out, what energy we're receiving, what we're consuming, and you can still be passionate about something but not be mean. Like if you really believe in
Yes.
something, you say, this is my point, and then accept that there's no way, I don't think there'll ever be a point in the world where we will all agree on everything. I don't think that will ever happen. And that's the beauty of us being different. So
Yeah.
accept that, say your point, and leave it. Like someone will understand, someone won't understand. It's okay. Like we don't have to, I don't know, just don't have to
Yeah.
get nasty. Don't.
That's it. You don't. And that's my, I think, my biggest message today. And I want to say what I'm about to say in the knowing that um I understand how hard it is when someone has wronged you, when someone has hurt your feelings, to want to fight back. I 100 million% understand that feeling of wanting to bite back and wanting to just prove your point and get it out there and get nasty, and they were mean to me, so I'm just going to be mean too. I 100% understand that feeling. But I want to say this. I am so disappointed that two people who never met each other before, two people who never met in person before, could meet up on live television and just be so nasty to each other. Just, it blows my mind. You talk about keyboard warriors and things like that. Like, that is what's mind blowing for me today. How we can sit behind our screens and say just horrible things about people that we've never even met in person. Never met in person.
Yeah.
Why is this okay? Why is this okay? How can we do better? How can we fix it, Olivia?
I think it starts with seeing ourselves. I don't think people
Yeah.
are seeing themselves at all. I think that people are so numb to themselves that I heard this quote, I've forgotten who it's by, but they said that people can only meet you as deeply as they have met themselves.
Mhm.
So if they are coming online spewing that hate, that's because they are so unaware of them. Like literally, that is what they have within them. And I think how it starts is like just imagine you were spoken to like that. Like just let's take your own words and let's just feed them to you, you know. And sadly, some a lot of these people probably do speak like that to themselves in a way. Like that's the dialogue in their mind. So I think the first thing is to be like, you know, awareness, like come back, don't where there's too much passiveness, there's too much just zombiness. I was telling my sister today and my mom,
Yeah.
like you literally find people walking in a mall, like they're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. I'm like, so you literally, why are you even here? Like what do you
Yeah.
do? And it's
Why
not
are
like
you?
they're looking for a store, because you could be looking for a store, because I sometimes maybe I know there's a store, so I'm looking for details. No, you're walking, you're driving, you're on the phone. Like it's not urgent, no one's called you, you don't need to respond to that text immediately. Like people are not here. So I think that's the
Yeah.
first, is people need to bring awareness. And then secondly, I think helping people see that you have a choice.
Mm.
It's not like you, like I think there's also so much worry of like performing rage or performing anger, or being like, you know what, I'm going to show you, I want to show. Like I feel it gives some people importance to be able to inflict pain on other people and to be able to say these things, because sometimes they are maybe feeling very insignificant and they're like, so I'm going to have my opinion heard finally. I think that's also another thing that's happened with all these platforms, is like now suddenly even those who would never maybe have the opportunity to be heard feel like they're being heard. But then
Right.
it's yourself, like, what do you want to do with your voice? We are very big on telling politicians, people in leadership, we
Yes.
are the ones who are influencing what they can do. So what do
Yes.
you want? Like, you're saying, oh, this person ahead, what about you? So that's also something I also ask myself. I'm like, okay, if I'm given these opportunities, what am I doing with the power I have? It's very easy to
Yes.
say I will never. But,
Yes. Yes. And
you,
going back to what I was saying before, like, don't get it twisted. Just because somebody's not participating in the same, whatever
mm,
you're on with being nasty and everything else, just because somebody's not participating in it doesn't mean that they're not aware of what's going on. It doesn't mean that they're not helping or something in their own way. And I think that that's so important to remember, because so many of us that are sitting back and we're being quiet, we are very aware because we're
yeah.
sitting back and we're being quiet.
Right. And I think
you know
we should respect how someone wants to be part of a revolution or a cause, because
yeah.
I've said this before, and I think I've even said it here, is like everyone has a different purpose and a role in a revolution. Some people are the activists, some people are the peacemakers, some people are the visionaries, some people are the joy bringers. And so you cannot start like saying, why are you not playing this role? We're all part of a body, and the body has
Yes.
different parts and it has different roles. Some you can see, some you can't. Like, the heart is inside, we can't see
Yeah.
what it's doing, but we know we can see the effects. So I
Yeah.
think it's to respect that, and to be aware that everyone will also process in their own way. Like, also for some people, silence is what they need right now. Like, not everyone has the
Yes.
emotional capacity to take on that. Honestly, there's some things I'm like, miss me with that one. I know it's an important cause, but miss me with it. No, it's true. Like, for me,
It's so good. Yes. And
no.
yes, so sometimes I just want to scream and be like, I can't process this right now. I can't be in it. I don't want to be a part of it. And sometimes we just need a little bit of time. And you were talking about the digital, I think you said digital autism. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
I think there was a study done. There's been several studies done, I think, talking about like people that are gamers, okay, and they play these really real to life, like Call of Duty, things like that are very like war games. And there were like, they put electrodes on the people and they find out what their stress response is. And people that play when we play those games, our stress response is exactly the same as if we're in actual combat. Our brains don't know the difference
Oh my God.
between playing in a game, getting shot in a game, and getting shot in real life.
Oh
Okay.
my.
So I
No.
have to wonder if, as we're scrolling on social
Mhm.
media and taking in everybody's stories and everybody's bad days, that now it's your story, it's your bad day. And it's a wonder if we don't all have PTSD just from scrolling on social media.
No, I think you're 100% right. Like, I actually, yeah, that is so well put. And oh my goodness, that makes so much sense that
Yeah.
they're having So literally, they're also probably having PTSD. The way, like, if someone had served, in the
Yes.
army or something, like, they come back, and some do, some don't, but like a lot of
Yeah.
them do. So yeah,
Yeah.
and it is true. And I think I remember I was listening to an interview by Stormzy, the UK rapper, and he was saying that he went on a detox for like a year or two, and he said a very powerful point. And he said, we're online and we're engaging with all these energies that we were never really created to consume. It's like
Yes.
we reached our limits, but we continue. And so he says he's very deliberate. Maybe he'll go, I mean, he has a team, I believe, and they post, but what he consumes, he tries to like limit. And I absolutely wish we could have more of these conversations, because a lot of people also are challenged in terms of being able to experience joy, because they're comparing what joy is from someone else. Or maybe you were
Mhm.
happy and then you went online and you saw something. And something that I had to work on myself was being comfortable being happy, even if my friends or family were not, or other people I
Mm.
loved or knew were not.
Yeah.
And if you're online and you're seeing all these things happening in different countries, or there's a war, there's this, like, it can feel very triggering. Like, why am I happy? But I've learned to have stubborn joy. I'm like, I am so sorry,
Yes.
like that, but I'm gonna be happy, because we can't all
Yes.
be sad, and someone needs to hold this high vibration. So, like, to anyone listening to us, please do not feel bad for being happy or being
Yeah.
joyous. we need you in this world. Otherwise, I can only imagine the energy that will be here if everyone is sad. Mm-mm,
Yes,
mm-mm.
yes. And you know what's interesting? It's interesting that we're having this conversation today on September 11th, because I remember when I first started my shows, and when September 11th came up, and I remember for the longest time, I don't know if they're still doing it or not. So somebody will have to fill me in because I'm a little bit behind. I don't watch the news either anymore. But for the longest time after September 11th, they would replay the footage on the morning. I don't know if you knew that that happened here, but every
Yeah.
September 11th, they would
Why would
replay
they play?
it at the exact same time. They would be like, this is the time that the first plane hit the building. This is the time that, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, isn't there a way to honor and have respect for and reverence for what happened and not relive it and cause more it like I don't know. I think people were so afraid that people were going to forget what happened,
No.
that that's why that they did it. But yeah, to keep, so thank you, Mandy, by the way. I've been seeing you you comment. I hope they aren't doing it anymore either, Nancy. To keep the trauma in us, Mandy said. I mean, it really, that's what it feels like. But I remember that they played it all the time. But going back to when I started my shows, I actually sat there and I contemplated whether I should even air any shows on the September 11th,
Mhm.
because I remember thinking about that, going like, I don't know, everybody's talking about like it should be a solemn day and replaying the footage, and maybe I shouldn't even talk about joy today. And that's why I became so passionate about, like, you're talking about stubborn joy. I love that. I'm stealing that now, by the way. Um, that's why talking about, having joy anyway and being joy anyway, and it's okay to laugh today and have fun today and live with joy today, regardless of anything else that's going on. It doesn't mean that we have to be disrespectful to someone who's mourning or, grieving or anything. But and so it's so funny. Mandy said too, from all the debate and the election, I haven't heard a word about 9/11 this year, which is really interesting as well. But I think we always have that choice. We always have that choice how we're going to respond. And it's okay if you don't have to cry just because someone else is crying, or you don't
Yeah.
have to be angry just because someone else is angry.
I agree, 100% agree. And I think like we can choose, and especially now where we don't have to watch news or a certain channel to get our information. Like you can
Right.
still keep updated by going to the specific places. But yeah, and I think, and it's so crazy because when 9/11 happened, I was in school, and I remember we
Hmm.
were being about like analyzing media, and so we saw that the build up to, sadly, when it happened, and we're being shown how this station is covering like, this like this like that, and then like what happened. And even for us who were not there, it was felt,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure, I think it was before, like a few years before, we had actually had like a bombing in our city. And so like it was one of those things where like it triggers that feeling of like, oh my goodness, like it's happened there and we had that happen there. And I think it just made me also, now when I have like my platform and I'm talking about things, I'm so aware about the power I have and what emotions I could
Yes.
possibly be triggering in people. So even if I'm very passionate about something, I'm like, there's a way I can talk about this that is, obviously I can't cover all bases, but in a way that doesn't have to be attacky or like so heavily triggering. And obviously, if someone is triggered, they will be triggered regardless. But you can be more aware of the power you have. Like, yeah, and especially when you've experienced grief in different ways, you just become aware that like you can save people a lot of trauma and pain, like by just how you choose to move in the world. So it's
Yeah.
so sad that they choose to do
Yeah.
that. And but I think also just for like having platforms like this, like Project Joy is amazing because then we're allowing people to process life and different events in a different way, and for them to know it's
Right.
okay. Like if you want to be joyous today, please be. Like don't feel
Yeah.
like you're sad because other people maybe are in that season.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Listen, we're going to take a super quick break and come back. I would love for you all to chime in and share with us in the comments on the break what is bringing you joy today. That's what we want to do. We're going to take a look at the friendship paradox, a little commercial, and we'll be right back after this.
On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love. Love is the experience of well-being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well-being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome to Project Joy Live. It is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. We're here with Olivia Ambani today, my fabulous co-host. Listen, I skipped. I usually do all these little segments before I bring my co-host on. I skipped it all because I was like, I just need Olivia. I just need her today. So that's what we did. So before we went to break, I asked the audience what is bringing you joy today and sharing about it in the comments. If you haven't done that yet, please do that. I want to recognize Mandy this morning, who says what's bringing me joy is my self-awareness for some reason, how I've grown. I'm just grateful for it all and grateful for all of you. And I'm grateful for you, Mandy. Mandy showed up and showed out yesterday. We have been participating in the World Building Expo, which is a virtual expo for all of us that have created virtual communities with the software Go Brunch. And we had Richard Lowenthal, who's the creator of Go Brunch, on the Breakthrough Show a couple of Fridays ago, who's just it was interesting because typically when I'm this person, I don't know how you are, Olivia. When things are working for me, I don't need to look at anything else. I don't need, because it's working. I don't need to look at the new things. Like 90s music works for me. I don't need to listen to music right now. Like when something's working, I don't need to look. But somebody had brought Go Brunch to my attention earlier in the year. And I just, for some reason, I just listened to my intuition and I was like, this feels good. I'm going to get this. And so that's when I created our virtual community as it is now. And then I met the creator of it, Richard Lowenthal, later. And he's such a heart for like community and connection and coming together and all of that. And I was like, of course, this was the perfect perfect thing then. But we've been participating in this expo and it's coming up today. I put the link in the comments if you guys want to register and come. It's pop in at your leisure today. So pop in and see our space, as well as I think there's like 40 other spaces you can check out. But of course, even Olivia is here in our virtual community too, because you can listen to her music in the music lounge and everything. So it's very cool. But Mandy showed up for us yesterday and came and hung out, which was fun. So thank you so much, Mandy, for that. Yes, we've had so much fun. We met some beautiful people yesterday. And so speaking of surrounding yourself with people that, that's a good, come hang out with us today. That's what we'll do. So what is something in particular? I didn't even ask you when you came on because I was so excited to see you. What's something in particular that's bringing you joy today?
The sun. I'm such a sun person, and it's clear blue skies today, and it's been kind of cold because we're in our cold season. Well, our cold season kind of extended this year, but finally we have like a proper warm day. Like you go outside and you feel the warmth, and the sky is amazing. And then also my friend decided to buy me lunch. She's not in the country, but she's like, I'm sending you money to buy yourself lunch because my birthday is on October 1st, but she's like, I want to treat you early. So I did that, and it was just really nice. And I bought myself flowers with that money. And then like the flower person didn't know why I was buying flowers. They're like, I'll give you extra. And it's just so many things, were just happening. And then people randomly started singing me happy birthday. And I was like, how did it, like, just all these little signs from God, universe saying, we got you. So yeah, I've got a lot of things bringing me joy.
I love it. I love it. That's so great. And I think so I'm laughing at Brett's comment. Cold in Kenya, not really cold.
No, cold for us.
Cold for you. Cold.
If he came, maybe he would change his mind when it's
Yeah.
our cold season. But of course, he's accustomed to your cold.
Yeah, I love it. Well, it is. I was gonna say Brett's in Chicago. I'm in New England. It's cold where we both are for sure. Cold, and I guess you're cold. Maybe it's kind of like the cold that we experienced when we lived down south in Alabama. Which when you get used to that, it's because we talk about
Yes.
your cold might not be my cold. When you get used to a certain temperature, I'm not going to lie. See, this is what's interesting. I really love the cold. I love the snow. I love everything about winter. But when I came home, when we moved back up here, I've had a really hard time adjusting to the cold. I still love it, like emotionally, but physically, my body's like, girl, put a onesie on or something. Like,
that's it. I had a friend who moved from UK, and she's from the UK, and she never used to feel cold even in winter there. And so when she moved to Kenya, like she reacclimatized to our weather. So when she went back, she was cold. And I was like, see what I was telling you? Because she never used to understand. And I tell her. And then now she experienced it. I'm like, yeah, your body got used to it when you go back. Like
That's it. It makes it fun though. It makes it fun. I want to have a moment, speaking of fun, and do a little celebrating today because there's some things that I have noticed on social media that from people that have been on the show that I really want to celebrate with you guys about today. Yay. Okay, so first thing is that Harrison Tanner Barron, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was on My Way in the Breakthrough Show quite a while ago. And then when we drove up here to move back up to Connecticut, we got a chance to meet him in person in North Carolina. He's in, and I pointed this out yesterday. Apparently, people don't know that this exists, but on Instagram, on the Breakthrough Show page, there is our highlights, that you can highlight different things on your page. There is a folder called Live Hugs. There is a highlight called Live Hugs. And anytime I meet someone in person that has been on the show, I will hug them. We will take a picture and it goes in the album. So I don't know if you guys ever knew that even existed, but if you want a little, you can go and check that out. And if you want to be part of that album, just let me know when we're going to be close to each other. We will arrange a hug and a selfie and all that stuff. So we got to meet Harrison in person. Harrison and his wife, Deanna, got married 1 week ago. So congratulations, Harrison. So excited for you. Also, Craig Siegel who was on he has an incredible podcast called the CLS Experience. You guys should check that out. But him and his beautiful wife got married a couple nights ago as well. So congratulations, Craig. So excited for you guys. And this one made me, I don't know if you saw this on Instagram because I shared it on our story. It was I hate how stories go so fast. Can we petition to leave a story for 48 hours instead of 24? I just want to say that. Robert Lukian, who has the voice of an angel, he has been keeping a little secret from us here out in the world. And he made it onto the big stage on The Voice Romania.
Wow.
He posted the trailer for this season, which apparently starts airing on Friday. And his big old voice opens up the commercial. I'm going to play it for you guys because I just need to show you. I need to show you really quickly. But let me see if I can do it on the computer while I'm on here. But I'm so excited for him. And I told him, I said, I need to start making some kind of rule that if you come on the show, you can't be, I will keep it from the audience, but you can't keep it from me.
You need exclusives, Jessica. You need exclusives.
I feel like, look, I feel like I am part of the press now, my own press. And you just need to let me in on these things. You need to let me in on. I feel very strongly about that. Do you have anything you want to share today, Olivia?
Not yet, but when I get that nominee for the Gram, don't worry. You'll just say a DM saying it's happened. You'll know, Jessica, it's happened.
Okay. All right. So I found the thing. I'm gonna share my screen really quickly because I want you guys to see this video. Because I was so excited that his big old voice opens the commercial. All right, so here we go. You guys ready?
Addio liniste. Addio așteptare. Dă muzica mai tare.
Okay, that's all you need to hear because that was him in the beginning. Wow. There, we're so excited.
That's amazing. Oh, it's going to be so good for him.
Yes, and we need to get a link. He's going to give us a link to watch because I was like, where do I watch this? How do you watch something from Romania? I have no idea. So he's going to give us a link and we're sending you, obviously we know a lot of it's already been, taped and whatnot, but we're sending you all the good vibes, Robert, for a great time. And also congratulations again to Harrison and Craig on your marriages. And see, there's so much goodness in the world.
There really is. And I'm happy that that's what we're focusing on.
Yes. There's so much goodness. I'm so excited. And what else do we have going on today that we need to talk about? We need to do birthdays. Let's do birthdays. Let's do that now.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. There's a lot of people in the music world that have birthdays today.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Okay. Ludacris, 47 years old today. Luda. We love Ludacris around here. Let me tell you something. That could be its own show. Okay. Actress, and she's an incredible singer, Taraji P. Henson, 54 years old today. Yes. Nice. Love her. And then a couple actors. We have Tyler Hoechlin. You might remember him from Seventh Heaven, 37 years old today. Scott Patterson, 66 years old. You might remember him from Gilmore Girls. And then two more people in the music world. Harry Connick Jr., 57 years old today. And then Moby is 59 years old today.
Oh, wow.
Yes, look at all these musical people happening this time of year. That's it. Also, we had a couple birthdays yesterday that are important. Dr. Brian Keating had a birthday. He is the author of Losing the Nobel Prize, a fantastic book. If you guys ever want to check that out, he was up for the Nobel Prize, lost to whoever else was up for the Nobel Prize, and then wrote the book. He was on the Breakthrough Show back in I want to say season 4, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I'll drop a link next time I think about it. But you can always find them on YouTube. Just look up Brian Keating. So happy birthday to Brian Keating. Also, he also has a podcast you guys should check out. That's really good. Very sciency if you all are into science. Lori Brendan had a birthday, Christina Young, and today Amanda Mann. So happy birthday to all of you. Do you have any birthdays you're celebrating today, Olivia?
Not today, but tomorrow, my niece Aliyah, it's her birthday. So really excited for her.
Yes. Love that. Niece. Okay, I'm writing this down. So niece. Niece. Okay. There we go. All right. So are we ready to do the birthday song? Can we do it today?
Yes, why not?
Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Ludacris, Taraji, Tyler, Scott, Harry, Moby, Brian, Lori, Christina, Amanda, and Aaliyah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. I hope you are set up to have an amazing day. Celebrate all month. We have like three weeks left of the month, and then it's going to be Olivia's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrate with her.
5 months.
Yes, I didn't realize you were so close to so my son is the end of the month, the 26th of September. But we already celebrated with him. Because I asked him what he wanted to go see, like as far as a concert or a show or anything like that, and he wanted to go see Gabriel Iglesias. So we took him to see the comedian Gabriel Iglesias. I think on the 1st we went, and it was such a funny show, and so we celebrated then. And then one of my daughters, Marjean's birthday is coming up. October 7th is her birthday. So super, right? You're right in between them.
Right? I'm right
Yeah,
there.
you could just come celebrate with us. You just come out with us. I'm desperately trying to get you over here, Olivia.
I'll be like, don't worry, things like the universe has heard and gonna align, and they'll just be like, hi Jessica, I'm here, let's have the live hug.
That's it. And there will be probably, when Olivia comes, will be like 5 pictures instead of just one. It'll be 5 pictures in the folder. Love it. Okay, so we can't finish this Sounds of Joy episode without talking about some music. So what are the songs that are the soundtracks of your life right now?
So there's this song I just recently discovered by an artist called Webby. He's a Kenyan artist. It's he has this raspy, gorgeous voice. And the song is called Mshuma, which means candle or light in Swahili. And he wrote it for his daughters as a way to encourage them that no matter what they go through, that their parents have been there before, and they'll be able to be a light and a star. So it's a beautiful, beautiful song that I've been listening on repeat. Yeah.
Love that. Send me that one, because I write it down, but that doesn't mean that I know I'm spelling it correctly and all of that, because we've already had that issue before. So yeah, send me those for sure. Anything else, or is that the one this week?
Well, that one was on repeat for a long, long time. And then there was one I listened to yesterday. I think it's called Motion by Peter Sandberg, and he just plays mainly piano, and the way he records it is you can hear the keys. You know how when you can hear like the keys change, like the inside of the piano, I don't know how to describe it, but yes, and it's so calming, and the song is called Motion. And if you need a song to calm down, just listen to that song. It's so beautiful. And he said he has ADHD. No, he has autism, sorry. And I think, autism or ADHD, I'm not sure which one, but he used that to help him like calm down and cope. Like that album was to help him like process a lot of things, because he used to hide it, but then like that music helped him. So yeah, Motion by Peter. Yeah,
I love it. I'm gonna listen to those. I'm gonna add those to my playlist for sure. what am I listening to right now? I was trying to go through because a lot of times I'll add the stuff that I'm listening to. So there's a song called Vibe by an artist called Malali, which I'd never heard the song until my girls started dancing to it at dance class. And so I listened to the song and I love the song. The vibe, you guys, it's a vibe. That's all I tell you. It's so good, and he has a very like kind of soulful voice. But I went and started listening to some of his other songs this week. Sweet Coffee, Wonderful, Troubled Love. All of them are just they're excellent songs. So I'm kind of digging him right now. And then kind of a little throwback. I've been listening to a lot of Rod Stewart. Rod
Oh,
Stewart played here recently, like last week. And I didn't get to go to that concert because listen, we just got word that Billy Joel was coming here too. And
oh,
I went in line, the virtual queue yesterday to see about tickets. The very top row of the arena, all the way in the back, $760. And I was like, what? I love you, Billy Joel, but no. No, I can't do. And it was the same thing when Stevie Nicks came here too. Like unbelievable the prices of things. And you got to think of how many seats are in that arena, like 10,000 seats or something like that. So just grasp that for a minute.
wow.
But so Rod Stewart prices weren't too bad, but we just had other stuff going on, and so we didn't get to go see him. But I love I'm trying to find this one song. There is Handbags and Glad Rags. I really enjoy. I like songs from him that weren't necessarily the most like popular ones, the ones that were all over the radio and stuff.
Mm.
Another song though that it's slipping my mind right now. I think it's Waltzing Matilda.
Oh,
Go listen to that song and get you
I
some tissues while you're there. Some tissues while you're there. That's it. That's it. Who's making all this money and why? That's what we want to know, Nancy. I mean, I'm not aware of, when you put on a production, there's a
it's
lot of people to pay, right?
yeah.
Like I understand that. But like the difference between the, what I paid for like New Kids on the Block and Paula Abdul and like Billy Joel, holy cow, the difference in price is staggering. But it's the same amount of people.
But maybe the crew just costs more or something. Like depends on also how much maybe the person said that be willing to come on tour for as well. Like there's all that, and I guess also the not necessarily bigger, but depending on your crowd, they know like what they would
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah.
But touring like that is pretty costly.
Oh, I had one other thing to celebrate, and I totally slipped my mind until right now. I'm going to pull up the information for you guys because Joel Cross, that was on the show, amazing singer, songwriter, guitarist, all of that. He has written songs with India Ari. And he and India Ari are doing a concert tonight, and the tickets are virtually. So you can attend virtually, and the tickets are only like $11 or something.
No
If you
way.
go to India Ari's Instagram, her tickets are in the bio, and you'll get to see India and Joel Cross, who has been on the Breakthrough Show, everybody. So go check that out as well. Yes.
Wow.
Exciting.
Wow.
Very exciting. I feel so lucky. I get to sit back and watch all y'all doing all these amazing things and be like, I know them. I know them. It's great.
I love that. Yay.
I love it. Just y'all please remember me. Okay. When you get up there and get your Grammys and whatnot, be like, hey, Jessica's pretty cool.
We'll come. You better have me for an interview with my Grammy here in the hand. Like
yes.
So
I will. I just want to touch it. I just want to just one time and then it'll be all right. That'll be all right. Listen, we have very excited. We have the World Building Expo coming up today, 3 to 9 p.m. We have 3 presentations. These are repeat presentations from yesterday, but they are live at 4:45 Eastern time. I'm hosting they're mini workshops, like 10-15 minutes. This one is called From Passion to Impact, where I talk about the history of the Breakthrough Show Network and kind of where we're headed and why passion is important, or is it? We're going to talk about that. Brittany is hosting Mindful Doodling at 6:15. And then to finish off the night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern time, I'm hosting a loving kindness meditation, which I did yesterday as well. And it's my favorite meditation in the whole world, especially as we're in this season of a lot of stress and everything else. I enjoy this meditation. And so I invite you to join us. Make sure you check that out. You can go to thebreakthroughshow.com or thebreakthroughshow.club, and everything is in the calendar there with your links to sign up and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you there today. Anything you have going on until the next time I see you, Olivia?
Well, I started my music career mentorship program. It's about 1 month and a week in, like, so about 4 or 5 weeks in. It's been amazing. Just seeing how people are transforming, and I love it. I love teaching, and it's so funny. My teacher once told me I should teach, and I was like, teach? Now here I am teaching. So.
Love how that happened. Like I was reminded of a quote recently. I think it was John Lennon. But life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And we all have these plans and expectations for what our life is going to look like, and then sometimes things go a different way, and sometimes it's even better than we could have imagined.
Yes, absolutely. So spot on.
So good. So good. I love you so much, my friend. I needed this so bad today. I can't even tell you. I can't.
Oh, I'm glad we got to do this.
Yes, me too. And I think we're gonna see each other. I was trying to pull up the calendar. Guys, I'm not with the technology today. It's not it's not my friend. I think I see you on September 25th. September 25th, we'll have you back on the show, and we'll talk about more yummy stuff and all the joy and the music and the sounds of joy, which the sound of joy to me is always Olivia. So I'm so glad she came today. Thank you for all of you for watching or listening wherever you are in the world. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day, because you are the joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And I've been lifting myself up, yeah, I've